but why? Any evening, any
No, I swear to you, I didn't imagine. She looked exactly like me.
What's wrong, Brad?
She is. It's her. It's her. I'm going to talk to her. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm very sorry. I thought you were somebody else. I'm sorry.
No problem.
You know, maybe Emily was right.
About what?
That you're overreacting to this whole thing because she walked in and found you in Craig's arms.
What?
Oh, look, forget I said that. Emily asked me not to.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure she did. It sounds just like her. Look, I was upset today at the office because Roy Franklin came by. Craig was there. He just made me feel better. That's all there was to it.
What did Roy want?
He was asking me about Emily's relationship to Hensley Taggart.
All right, look, Emily explained all of that to me. And she admitted she made a big mistake, all right? But I mean, we all do.
Oh, yeah, we all do, but we all don't lie about it afterwards the way she does.
Well, you gotta understand, this kid was, I mean, she's raised by a neurotic mother. She's gonna feel cheated that you got to stay with her dad and you were raised by Kim.
That's no excuse for her to turn around a perfectly innocent situation with Craig.
Yes, it is.
Besides, you of all people should realize he's no threat to us.
All right, maybe. I know that, but that it's not going to look that way to Emily.
Well, I don't care what it looks like to Emily. And I think it was a pretty lousy thing for her to do to turn it around to her own advantage.
Well, I think it's... Hello?
Ah, Mr. Andropoulos. Lucinda Walsh here.
Oh, hi, Mrs. Walsh. What can I do for you?
Mr. Andropoulos, I had a most curious visit from Craig this afternoon, and I wanted to tell you about it as it concerned you.
No, wait, me? What did he want?
He offered to pay off all of the loans that I've made you in full.
He what?
What are you doing here?
I came to see Margot.
Well, Margot doesn't want to see you, so scram.
John.
James, I don't want you here, so get out.
I don't want to cause any trouble.
You're only capable of causing trouble. I don't want you near my daughter.
John, just wait a minute. James saved my life. Least I can do is thank him.
This portion brought to you today by Cascade. Both regular and lemon scent Cascade leave your dishes virtually spotless. And by new Sunspray Coast. Same great Coast lather, but a whole new scent.
You don't have to talk to him.
John, I think if Margot wants to talk to him, that's her decision. Just make it brief.
How are you feeling?
Fine, I'm just a little shocked that you're still alive. Let alone that you were the one that saved my life.
I'm just sorry I didn't get there in time to...
I'm just really glad you got there.
Yeah, well, I remembered how much you liked Anemones. Here.
Thank you.
I appreciate you seeing me. I regret that John still acts that way. I'm doing my best to try and bury the past.
We're supposed to believe this is the new improved James Stenbeck?
Tom, I would think some of my recent actions would indicate that.
So what are you going to do? Are you going to stay in Oakdale?
I really am not certain. I do want to get to know my son. May be hard to believe, but I'm quite confused myself right now. Anyway, I'm glad that you're all right. I wish I could have done more. I'll let you get your rest. Thank you.
I didn't believe a word he said.
funny. I was thinking the exact same thing.
I didn't know that Craig knew anything about our arrangement, let alone the specific sums involved.
Neither did I, and I appreciate you letting me know that.
Well, I didn't think that you were the kind of fellow who would want another man to assume his debts.
You're right, and you are going to see every dime of that money. I promise you.
I never doubted it for a moment. Have a good evening.
Bye.
What?
Craig went by Lucinda's office today and tried to pay back all of my loans.
What? Oh, Steve, I swear I didn't know anything about that. All I had him do was look over the agreement you signed with Lucinda.
You did what?
I don't trust her. Craig knows her business methods better than anyone else. I thought he could help.
I am not dealing with Lucinda Walsh. I am dealing with Tonio.
Oh, well, that's all fine and good that you trust Tonio so much, but he does work for Lucinda.
Yeah.
Steve, it's her money. She can call in that loan anytime she wants.
Yeah, well, she's not going to do that because I am dealing with Tonio, okay? And plus, how do you think that it makes me feel that every time, you know, you must think I'm some kind of a bozo, you know? You go behind my back and talk to other people about every business decision I make.
I think you're a bozo.
Yeah, you don't. Then, well, you certainly don't think I'm some big business whiz because you go to Craig. You know, will you just give me a little credit, okay?
I do. I do. And let's just stop arguing about it, all right? I've had enough of that with Emily for one day. I tell you, when she gets home, we're going to have a nice long chat.
Well, don't bring up the business with Craig.
I won't. But I'll tell you one thing. I'm not going to let her play on my emotions anymore, either. I mean, maybe she did have it harder than I did growing up, but I'm not going to let her throw that up in my face as a smokescreen every time she does something wrong or lies about something or gets herself into some kind of trouble.
Just hold on, huh? I think she needs to... Don't try and get her in more trouble with her family, all right? Just give her the...
Hi.
Well, hello.
We're on our way to the Mona Lisa for dinner. Thought we'd ask Emily to join us.
Oh, I can't wait to hear how her visit with Susan went. I'm really embarrassed.
Don't be. No harm done.
It happens all the time. Just the other day, I mistook a man on the street for somebody I knew.
But I saw myself at the airport. It was like looking into a mirror. Look, at the risk of sounding like a broken record, I still put it down to you being a strange place when you're very, very tired. But Emily says it happens to all of us. And you were so determined to see that girl again that you did. Your mind's playing tricks on you. Has your institute seen any case studies like this? No, but I've read several articles about it. It's really a psychological fantasy with its basis in German folklore. German folklore? You see, there are these legends about people catching glimpses of someone who appears to be their double image. And they can't rest till they've sought out and faced it. Only to discover that this image isn't flesh and blood at all, but the spirit of the living, rather than the ghost of the dead.
Talk about creepy. What happens when these doubles meet?
Well, there's a clash of identities until one totally consumes the other's life. Remember, Frank, this is folklore. Legends handed down, not facts.
Well, look, Dustin, the girl that I saw at the airport was real. She wasn't a ghost. I don't know about all of you, but I think I've heard enough ghost stories for one night. Why don't we get the bill and get out of here?
I'll take care of it. Let me put it on my new expense account.
Thank you, thanks.
I'd love you to come to the Institute one day if you have the time. And I'll show you some of the articles I've been talking about.
Thanks, I'd like that.
You all set?
Yeah.
What kind of trouble? You okay?
Yeah, just a funny feeling. Hard to shake. Hey.
Can I get you anything else?
Tonio, I know that you're so upset with me, but I had to be honest with you.
Sierra, of course I'm upset. Have you thought this through carefully?
Yes, I have.
Sierra, we should be together now, at least until the child is born. I want I want the chance to look after you.
No, Tonio, I can't do that because it would be using you. Now, I used you once when I married you. I was trying to forget Craig. And I will never do that again. Not ever.
But what about our child? You, more than anyone else, should know what it's like to be raised by only one parent.
Tonio, that story's a little different. My mother was forced to leave me.
Sierra, I want to be a part of my child's life.
Tonio, I told you that I would never, ever shut you out.
Is all of this because you think the child is Craig's?
Tonio, there was a time when I thought it could possibly be his. But I know now that that's not possible.
Why not?
Because Craig is sterile. He had an operation to try to reverse it, but it was not successful.
Well, I'm sorry for his sake, but I'm relieved to hear that for ours. Sierra, I don't like this, but I love you, and if this is what you really want, then I'll try to go along with it.
Thank you, Tonio.
I'm cold after our walk. Could we have a cup of tea?
No, I don't.
I know you're tired. I will leave right afterwards.
All right.
So Craig is sterile.
If you don't feel like singing tonight, I wouldn't blame you. In fact, why don't you take the night off?
Oh, Lisa, no. I'd just go home and I'd worry about Margot. Besides, singing always makes me feel better.
I know where Margot gets her strength. She gets it from her mother. Look, Tom is going to be with her tonight. I'm sure everything will be all right.
Oh, I hope so. I'm going to go change.
Okay.
Hi, good evening. How are you?
Good, are you?
How are you? Good. Very well, thank you.
Well, did you see how not the artist, but how that other Lucy's paper scooped your story on
I
Joe?
sure did. Can't say as I'm surprised. You?
No, I just wondered how long it was going to take for those two birds to flock together.
Listen, Brian and I thought that we would start with an early dinner so we could talk about our New Year's Eve wedding plans. Do you want to join us?
I'd love to.
Where is your Uncle Earl?
Have you seen him?
No, I haven't.
Why? She said you'd see me tonight, and I'm not going to stand here and hold my breath.
Let me show you to your table, please.
I won't.
Join us,
See you
please.
later.
All right.
Lisa.
Well, hi.
I am so excited. I talked to your manager, Chet, and he showed me the cabin on the yacht, and it is perfect.
Oh, is it? Well, I'm so glad. Are you going to move in?
Can I move in tonight? Is that all right?
Certainly. Now, you have to go and talk with him again and give him a check for the first month's rent, all right?
No
and then move in.
Great. I'm going to move in and start living my new life.
Great. Good for you. Right. Bye-bye.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? What's Emily so smiley about?
Oh, just her age, you know, overactive plans or whatever. Hi there, Paul. How are you? How's school?
Oh, okay, thanks.
Good, good.
Listen, Duncan, I'd like to speak to Lisa for a second. Would you mind going ahead of me?
Right, Char. Here, come on, follow me.
How's Margot?
Well, Margot's doing all right. She's holding her own and everything. Actually, it's, I don't think you should feel the least bit guilty about what happened because, you know, Tom and Margot don't blame you.
Well, I just haven't been able to face her at all.
Well, I know that. I was sort of surprised you had had that little talk with Ken.
I just couldn't hold it in any longer.
Tell me, how does this thing affect you with James returning?
It's been very difficult to accept. And I have to keep my feelings about him in check for Paul's sake. But like it or not, James is still his father.
Paul, I haven't seen you in a while. How are you?
Well, great, now that Dad's back.
Duncan, how's Beatrice?
Well, she's having a difficult time accepting the fact that Thomas and Mrs. Hatchley are dead. She won't even come out of her room. I've hired a nurse companion for her, but she hardly speaks to us.
Would it help if I went out there tonight?
Well, I doubt it could hurt. She remembers how kind you were the night everything came back to her all at once. Here comes your mother, Paul. We better be seated. Excuse us.
I'll talk to you later.
You weren't serious about going out to the island tonight.
Well, I was hoping you'd go out there with me. We can leave right after dinner.
I know. No, I'm not going out to that island ever again. Hey, why are you taking responsibility for Beatrice? What can you possibly do for her?
I don't know. I feel like I owe McKechnie something for not contesting your divorce. And I genuinely feel sorry for Beatrice. I mean, I was responsible for her fantasy about Thomas. I can't just abandon her. You understand, don't you?
Knowing you and loving you like I do. Yes.
Hey, hello, you two. Have you seen Lisa? No.
Well, she was just by the door a moment ago.
Oh, well, mind if I sit down? Please, join us. Okay, thank you.
Great. I have an idea. Brian, why don't you go out to the island now? And Uncle Earl can keep me company, and we'll have dinner when you get back.
You sure?
Positive.
All right, good. I promise I won't be long,
Okay.
right? See you later. You bet. Well, that was smooth.
Thank you. I just wanted a moment to talk to you alone.
What about?
Uncle Earl, exactly what are your intentions with Lisa?
Where did that come from?
Just answer the question.
I'm in love with her.
What?
What? What did I say? I said I'm in love with her. I am.
Yes.
I'm very much in love with her.
That's wonderful. Then my plans will work out perfectly. Oh, good.
What plans?
For you and Lisa and Brian and me to have a double wedding on New Year's Eve.
Look at this. Here you are. I've been wondering where you were. Stay there, stay there, stay there. I'm going to sit down with you.
You're great.
We just left Steve and Betsy, and we're a little concerned.
What?
Betsy wouldn't go into detail, but apparently she and Emily had some sort of disagreement. Emily is moving out.
Okay, well, dinner's almost ready. What's the matter now? Come on, I kept my part of the bargain. I didn't tell my grandparents about Emily, much as I wanted to.
Baby, you're still blowing this thing way out of proportion.
Oh, yeah? Well, any more than Emily did with me and Craig? I'm sorry.
No, I'm gonna take a shower.
I just came to get my stuff.
You said you wanted to move out. Don't you think we should talk about it first?
Nothing to talk about. I'm just need to be on my own where someone's not looking over my shoulder all the time.
I didn't think I was doing that.
That's how I feel.
Emily, look. I realize it was probably very difficult to grow up with Susan, okay? And I've tried to make a lot of allowances for that. But I gotta just say that sometimes you're not always aware of the consequences you think you do.
Look, Betsy, I know I made a mistake with Hensley, but you've made mistakes too, like with Tad Channing and Craig.
Okay, granted, but we're not talking about Craig. We're talking about you. You know, today, for the first time, I think I finally realized how much you probably resent me.
That's not true.
I'm not blaming you for it, and I'm sure I would feel the same way if I were in your shoes, but if it's true, we should talk about it. Get it out in the open.
Betsy, maybe I envied differences in our childhoods, but I never resented you.
Then why don't you reconsider and stay?
Look, I love you all a lot. But like I told Steve, I think this is better off for everybody in the long run.
You know, Grandma and Grandpa were pretty upset when they heard you were leaving.
You didn't tell them?
No, I didn't tell them. I just said we had a little disagreement. But I think it would be a good idea if you told them the truth. So where do you plan on living?
I rented a cabin on Diana's yacht from Lisa.
Oh, hang on a sec.
Hi, so you came back, huh?
Hi. Just came back to get my stuff.
Well, look, did you and Betsy get a chance to talk?
A little. Things are better.
Yeah? Yeah? Well, look, if you ever need anything, you don't hesitate to call, okay?
Oh, this is better now. Yeah.
You promise I can still babysit Danny?
Yeah, you got it.
Oh, sure.
Why do you look so sad?
I guess I'm just a little scared about being on my own for the first time.
Well, that's normal.
Wish me luck in my new life.
Oh, you got it.
Thanks.
I hope you get everything you want.
Thanks. So do I.
That's very good.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Have a bite?
No,
Give me that bite.
Go get your own tray.
I'm glad you're eating.
Is there any water in that water pitcher?
No. You want some?
Would you mind?
Mm-mm. Be right back.
Okay. Hello?
Hi, honey. It's me.
I thought you were out entertaining the troops.
Well, I wanted to know how you were, and I've been thinking.
Uh-oh, that sounds dangerous.
Stop it. Listen, I want you to come and stay with me when they discharge you, because Tom's going to be very busy, and you're not going to be up to doing things by yourself, so I want you to stay with me, okay?
From the way it sounds, you got enough people staying there already.
Listen, there's always room for one more.
I'll think about it.
Margot, have you had a chance to talk to Tom, to have a serious talk? Because, honey, I know how much the two of you have suffered, you know, what you lost. And
Mama, Tom and I are dealing with this the best way we know how, okay? So don't worry about us.
But, honey, I do worry. I love you so much.
I love you, too.
Well, listen, I'll let you go. And you give my love to Tom, okay?
Yeah, Mama, thank you for calling.
Came waltzing into Margot's room. I felt like I could strangle him. And if had she not want to talk to him, I would have tossed him out on his ear.
Sure, I don't know why you let this man affect you so much.
You don't know the half of it.
Well, you just can't go on carrying all this idiot around inside you. That's going to make you sick.
I'm concerned about Betsy, David. Steve doesn't know what he's dealing with. Tonio and Lucinda cannot be trusted, and please, would you talk to him? He won't listen to me.
Craig, I appreciate your concern, but I'd really rather stay out of it. You know, Steve doesn't welcome advice from us any better than he does from you.
Well, then I don't know what to do.
Craig, both Lucinda and Tonio know it. Good friends. Steve and Betsy have been to Sierra. Maybe you're just overreacting a little.
I would like to believe that, Ellen. We also know what Lucinda Walsh is capable of, Sierra or not.
Oh, Ambrose, the hostility between James Stenbeck and John Dixon is just so palpable. I know there's got to be some way that can be useful to me.
You be very careful when it comes to James Stenbeck, Lucinda.
Why, darling, why?
That's all I'm going to say.
Lucy, dear, I hope everything is satisfactory.
Everything is up to your usual standards.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you don't really like it here, there's a lovely little restaurant across town. I'll be more than happy to
Craig,
make reservations.
I'm so glad I can snag you a minute. I just wanted you to know, Steve Andropoulos did not appreciate your charity.
What?
Well, I had to tell him that you come to my place to offer to pay off his loans.
Can you cover this restaurant for a little while, Lisa?
Of course I can.
Thank you.
What was that all about?
Darling, we're going ahead with the Andropoulos construction takeover, that's all.
You know, I think you ought to be very careful about Sierra. You know how upset she'll be.
Oh, stop it. It's just business. This is business, something that Steve Andropoulos has no head for, and he should thank me. Now he can just work for me on a nice salary.
Sometimes I just don't understand you.
Here's our dinner guest. Now, I think there's a man who might be able to understand me.
This portion of As the World Turns has been brought to you today by Ivory Liquid. Your hands can feel soft, smooth, doing dishes the Ivory way. And by rich, delicious, mountain-grown Folgers crystals. We'll continue with part 2 of As the World Turns in just a moment. And now part 2 of As the World Turns.
Lucinda?
You don't look too thrilled with my idea.
It's just that I would rather romance Lisa in my own time, in my own way. You have enough on your mind just trying to get Brian to the altar.
What does that mean?
Nothing. I just don't want to be rushed into anything.
Okay, all right. What are you whispering about?
Nothing. I was just asking Uncle Earl if he knew who the handsome man with Lucinda is.
But that's James Stenbeck.
Earl, how do you know that?
Oh, well, I read his name in the paper.
I certainly am glad that you are not working with old Witch Walsh anymore, and I've been close to make kind of a murder incorporated, what do you say?
So glad you could join us for dinner. I felt horrible, just horrible. Tacky scene between John and Dixon. It had to take place in my office.
Well, it isn't the first time, and knowing Dixon, it unfortunately will probably not be the last. I also noticed that the two of you weren't exactly the best of friends.
Oh, I think he's one of the most odious men I've ever met. The sooner you and I get together and compare notes about him, the better, both of us.
Right if I go say hi to Dad?
Sure, honey, just don't take too long. James promised this was not going to turn into a competition, and it already feels like a tug of war.
Well, you and Paul have a very strong bond. I doubt James could do anything to break it, even if he tried.
Well, he has tried many times. He's tried brainwashing Paul. He drugged me once, made me believe I could kill my own son, to blackmail me to get custody. He's kidnapped Paul.
Good Lord, this is the man you once said I reminded you of.
In many ways, yes.
Well, I'm not flattered by the comparison.
Duncan, when I first met James, he was as romantic and mysterious as you can be. I didn't know then what he was capable of. What are you thinking?
Well, Hensley, I wasn't sure what he was capable of either. I always knew he was very clever. And with all that went on here at the castle and in Edinburgh right under my nose, I wonder if Hensley was clever enough to do that all on his own.
Beatrice?
Hello.
Could you leave us alone for a few minutes, please?
I'll be in my room if you need me.
Do you remember me, Beatrice?
Of course. I remember everything now. Including some things I'd like to forget.
Was it the storm that night that brought you back?
No. It was the gunshot. That same terrible, deadly sound I've only heard once before. This time I could feel it tremble through my entire being. And my mind was like an avalanche of memories all crumbling away together, and then there was that terrible silence. The same silence I couldn't quite accept. And still can't.
It'll grow easier with time.
Will it? How can you say that with such assuredness?
Because I believe it. Because there are people out there who will help you if you let them.
I'm almost afraid to start.
Think of it as a new beginning, a try to.
You know what I really feel like? Have you ever seen those poor butterflies encased in a clear glass-like substance? People use them as paperweights or sometimes just have them about for decoration. I've always found them horrible. Well, right now I feel like one of them. After that casing's been shattered and they're suddenly free. But free to Do what? To fly again when they've most likely forgotten how?
Beatrice, I know you think of me as a stranger, but if you trust me, let me help you find the strength to face that new beginning, to meet every challenge that's ahead of you. I know you can. I know you will.
I do. I do trust you. Brian. Don't ask me why, but I do.
It's another new beginning.
Yes. And as you say, I must start somewhere.
Well, I'm calling it a night. I have to be at work early tomorrow.
Okay, I'm gonna stay up and wait for Daddy.
Tell Uncle Bob I'll see him in the morning. And, Franny, I think it's a good idea if you talk to Jocelyn some more.
Yeah, well, we're gonna take the train down to Oxford tomorrow together.
Good.
Yeah.
Good night. Nothing
Good night.
exciting.
Good night.
Bye.
Sleep well.
Franny, I know what happened to you tonight kind of spooked you a bit. But try not to let it get to you, okay?
I'm trying. Ah, maybe that's Daddy calling from the airport. Hello?
Hi.
Ah,
How are you doing?
I'm better now that I hear your voice. How are you?
Well, I'm fine. I got an unexpected big tip tonight. I figured this was the best way to spend it.
Were you able to think of a gift for me to get Lily?
Anyway, you're never gonna believe it.
No, but I still think the best gift of all would be for you to make it home in time for the holidays.
Well, didn't Tonio tell you?
Tell me what?
Ms. Walsh and Lily are coming here for Thanksgiving.
No. No, I wonder why you didn't tell me. Oh, well, I bet you are thrilled to death.
You better believe it. It's the next best thing to being home.
Yeah.
Well, I think Jocelyn's absolutely right. You can't let it get in the way of the reason you're over there. You need to try and have some fun, okay? You hear me?
I will.
I'm glad you at least got Holden out of the office, and he's been working much too hard.
I know. Oh, hey, hold on a sec. Holden, do you want to talk to Seth?
No, I'm sure he'd rather spend his money talking to you. But tell him I said hi. I'm gonna run anyway,
Here,
okay?
I'll walk you to the door,
Okay.
Holden. Good night, Holden.
Good night. Take care.
Holden says good night.
Yeah, I ought to be going too.
I just wanted to call and let you know I was thinking about you. I miss you. I love you an awful lot.
I love you too. And I miss you. Bye-bye, Seth.
Shows that much, huh? But I like seeing it.
How'd things go with Tonio?
Well, I told him that I wanted to raise the child on my own.
Yeah? How'd he take it?
Well, he took it better than I expected, but he was still a little hurt.
Well, I think that he genuinely cares about you, Sierra. Bet he'd do anything to make things right between you again.
Yeah, maybe. That's not what makes a good marriage. And if I'm right, I think that probably more than anything else right now, Antonio's pride is hurting.
Palma. That's a lovely name, Palma. Where are you from?
You're doing. And you?
I'm from Montega. It's a small country in Latin America. Well, I hope we get to see each other again.
I'd like that.
Let me give you a number where I can be reached while I'm here in London. I hope you'll give me a call soon.
Thank you.
Good night. Holden, I thought you would still be at the office.
Oh, I thought I'd come out and unwind a bit, Mr. Rice.
Why don't you call me Tonio? We're not working now. Have a seat.
Okay, Tonio?
I think you should relax. Lucinda and I are very pleased with the work you've been doing for us here in London.
Thanks. I told Miss Walsh she wouldn't regret hiring me.
Hello.
Hi.
Anything to drink, love?
Yeah, I'll take a beer. Tonio?
Nothing from me, thank you.
No.
Holden, I think you've made a friend.
I
I won't tell anyone if you happen to come into the office tomorrow morning a little late.
Oh, if you mean her, I'm not interested. I'm just gonna go back and give Lily a call tonight.
Well, I guess it's smart to make points with the boss's daughter.
I'm not trying to make points. I care about her. I care about her a lot. That's why I wasn't interested in those girls you tried to fix me up with at the office.
Hold it. Don't be naive. You can care deeply about one woman and still appreciate others, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, I'm not made that way, I guess.
Well, suit yourself. I'm going to make a phone call.
Okay. What you say? One more. Excuse me. The cream is coming right up. Hello. There you are, lovey. Excuse me. Can I get you anything else?
No, thanks. This will be fine.
If you change your mind, just get off at midnight.
Rose, table 5 wants their check.
Righto.
Sure, I'll get that for you. There you go.
Thank you. I hope I see you in here again soon.
You never know. Maybe.
All right.
I am proud of you. The way you tried to straighten things out with Emily.
Oh, well, I do really love her.
You do, huh?
Yeah. I just wish she hadn't had to involve Craig in the whole mess. It's just...
No talk about Craig.
Okay.
We are finally alone. Danny's asleep. And I think we should take advantage of the situation.
Oh, what about dinner?
Dinner can wait.
Get it?
No, don't answer.
We gotta get it.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
All right, I'll get it, and I'm gonna get rid of them. Hello?
Hello, Steve. It's Tonio.
Tonio, where are you?
I'm still in London. I just wanted to let you know that I spoke with Lucinda earlier and tried to convince her again to send some new jobs your way.
Any luck?
Well, not yet, but I'm still working on her.
Well, look, I really appreciate you, going to bat for me. How are things going with you and Sierra?
Well, not as well as I would like. I'm still trying to undo the damage that Montgomery did to us.
I'm really sorry to hear that.
Look, Steve, I know that Betsy works for Craig, but I think you should be very careful about trusting that man. I'm still learning that the hard way.
Did we get it, baby? Yeah, well, no, I'll keep that in mind.
Hi, Craig.
Look, thanks for calling, Tonio, and give our love to Sierra. Bye-bye.
Craig! Look, I ran into Lucinda Walsh at Mona Lisa. She told me that you two had discussed that loan business, and I think I'd like to explain.
There's no need for you to explain, Craig. I understand why you did it. It was out of concern for Betsy. And I just think it's important that you get it through your head that you are not Betsy's husband anymore. I am.
I'm aware of that. I'm also aware of how Lucinda Walsh operates. And
yeah, but I'm not dealing with Lucinda. I'm dealing with Tonio.
Yeah, but Steve, it's still her money. And as
Look, I can accept the fact, Craig, that you and Betsy are friends and that you work together. And, that you have your own business and I have mine, but I just think that you've got to give me the respect to stay out of my business, okay?
I'm just trying to help. I mean, I care a lot about both of you people.
Well, I don't think that you are aware of the consequences when you try and help the people you care about.
Meaning what?
You care about Sierra, right?
You're damn right.
Yeah, well, I just got off the phone with Tonio here, and they are still trying to get over the problems that you caused them. So I think that the best thing you can do for the people you care about is to leave them alone.
Great company I am, huh? How long have I been asleep?
Not long. Besides, I like watching you sleep.
Yeah?
I can't wait till we're back in our own bed. We can spend the whole night together and I can wake up and see you first thing. Has Dr. Samuels talked to you about when I can be discharged?
No. I don't want you to rush it, okay?
You know, it's funny. She's been in here a lot, but we've never really talked or anything. Has she discussed anything with you?
Like what?
Never mind. I'll talk to her in the morning.
No, like what?
I don't know, like when I can get out of here, my overall condition, and when I can get pregnant again.
Margaret,
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have brought it up. No, it's too soon. I'm sorry.
Sweetheart,
I'm sorry.
Hey, listen to me. There's something I have to tell you.
Hi.
Oh, hi, sweetheart. How is Beatrice?
Well, I actually think I got her to take a first step back. Of course, she got a long ways to go yet. You talking about wedding plans?
Yes. Yes, we certainly are. Now, I think Uncle Earl's being a little stingy on some of the extras, but I'm sure he'll come
Would you
around.
excuse me for just a moment, and then when I come back, I think that these two lovebirds should be alone so we can have dinner at the penthouse, all right?
Oh, I'd love that. Yes, oh, he's a vessel. He's something.
So wait a minute, what is that grin all about, huh?
Oh, nothing. Nothing at all.
Well, delighted to meet you, Mr. Mitchell.
Likewise. The idea of a series on your life fascinates me. I'd like to help promote it on a freelance basis, that is.
Oh, splendid, splendid. Call me in the morning. We'll set up meetings.
All right, I'll do that. Enjoy your dinner.
Thank you.
Oh, good head, good PR man. Lousy taste in women. Well. Good evening, Lucinda. Darling. Ambrose, hello. Paul, dinner's being served.
Okay, so, when will I see you next, eh?
Tell you what, why don't I come over to the table in a moment and we'll tell your mother what we've been discussing. Okay?
Great idea.
To make a phone call.
Ambrose, I've got to somehow deploy that devious mind of his without risking too much.
Forget it, Lucinda.
Oh, darling, I know you're right. You're always right, but...
I'm very puzzled about something.
What?
How can you be so friendly with Barbara when that detective told you that she was having an affair with Tonio?
Darling, I like Barbara. I like her. It was a peccadillo. It's the kind of thing I might have done. She's very like me. She's got a lot of potential.
So all is forgiven.
Well, let's just say that for reasons of my own, I'm going to forget that simply Barbara ever had an affair with my son-in-law, Tonio.
She looks like anyone's grandma, but she's an absolute genius at solving murderous mysteries. Angela Lansbury stars in Murder, She Wrote, Sunday nights at 7 on KOTV Channel 6. Join us tomorrow for As the World Turns.